of God.
Wah wah wee wah. I mean, I'm trying to dial back the Elon videos. I know, I hear you. It's too many Elon videos. You gotta slow down. There are other more important things. But Elon just dropped what is probably the biggest revelation outside of the bot numbers, which he also revealed last night about Twitter. And that is that it absolutely, in his words, interfered with a certain process in this country. And I don't even know how much about this I can talk about on YouTube, but I'm going to go for it. I really hope you're having a wonderful day. All I ask is you consider clicking that subscribe button down below. Pushing hard for 1.4 million subscribers, and I think we could hit it this week. If you're just a lurker and you're not yet subscribed, please do consider letting me earn that today. Breaking. Elon Musk confirms that Twitter has in fact interfered with the electoral process in this country. Elon Musk confirmed Wednesday that Twitter had interfered in response to a report from Reuters about Twitter's move to free speech under Musk. He replied that, quote, "The obvious reality, as longtime users know, is that Twitter has failed in trust and safety for a very long time and has interfered in various electoral proceedings. Twitter 2.0 will be more effective and transparent and even-handed." This is in reply to a tweet that says, "Twitter has shown itself to not be safe for the past 10 years and has lost users' trust. The past team of, quote, trust and safety is a disgrace, so it doesn't have any right to judge what is being done now. They've had a chance, but they sold their souls to a corporation." This is a stunning admission. This following an article from Reuters. Twitter is not safe under Elon Musk, says former head of trust and safety. Shocking. Fired employee says bad thing about ex-boss? What? What? How could that be? This must be a totally authentic source. This is also the same guy that was willing to censor the computer story, our president's son's computer, that was full of shocking information. They were fine censoring that. It was only a few days ago that Musk made the announcement that, quote, "The Twitter files on free speech suppression soon to be published on Twitter itself. The public deserves to know what really happened." It has long been believed that Twitter interfered in various elections in the United States by suppressing and censoring the New York Post's bombshell report on revelations of shady international business dealings and influence peddling gleaned from the president's son's computer. Musk vowed to make public the internal conversations had at Twitter in 2020 regarding that censorship, which polling later showed did have an effect on the election, as voters said they may not have voted for Joe Biden had they known about the reports on the influence peddling of the Biden family. Joe Biden the reporting has been verified by establishment media in recent weeks. Years later, at the time, former FBI agents claimed that the reports were intentional misinformation, and later, former CEO Jack Dorsey had to apologize in front of a Congress for the suppression of an accurate, verified report. Oh, not an apology. I mean, they got their guy in, didn't they? They got their guy in. Oh, no, and I'm sorry. Not that. There have also been concerns about that big tech platform interfered with other issues in other countries by suppressing and censoring information there. Bloomberg reported that in 2020, social media platforms were cracking down on election-related content in Guinea due to concerns that existing government is using these platforms to spread propaganda. Now, this is the article from Reuters. Twitter not safer under Elon Musk, says former head of trust and safety. Again, the guy that was fired says the guy that fired him isn't awesome. But in the very same interview, Twitter's ex-trust and safety chief, Yoel Roth, finally admits the mistake of censoring the Post's scoop on Biden's kid. Took him long enough. a former Twitter executive and safety chief who played a key role in censoring the post's October 2020 expose on the president's son's computer, has now admitted it was a mistake 2 years later. Yoel Roth, who was Twitter's head of trust and safety until he quit earlier this month, confessed Tuesday that the company erred in restricting people from sharing the scoop. In an interview with journalist Kara Swisher, Roth appeared to deflect the blame from himself, insisting that even though he had concerns about the authenticity of it, it never got to the point where the story should be suppressed. We didn't know what to believe. We didn't know what was true. There was smoke, and there was ultimately, for me, it never reached a place where I was comfortable removing this content from Twitter, Roth said during an interview at the Knight Foundation conference. But it set off every angle of one of my finely tuned APT28 alarm bells. Asked if it was a mistake for Twitter to have blocked the story being shared, Roth responded, "In my opinion, yes." At the time, Twitter also locked the post out of its Twitter account for more than 2 weeks because of baseless claims on the expose. The trove of emails discovered on the laptop had been hacked, which was, again, propaganda. They used this as an excuse to hide the story. Jack Dorsey, who was Twitter CEO at the time, already admitted during congressional hearings on misinformation on social media in March of last year that blocking the Post report was a total mistake. Again, that's so easy to say now, isn't it? It's so easy to say now after the fact, isn't it? She lives a TikTok. Holy smokes, Elon confirms that Twitter did, in fact, paddle. I mean, anybody who is in the know, like I can already hear you typing in the comments, like, duh, we knew this. Everybody knew this. Well, there's knowing that, and then there's actually admitting. And now you're seeing, like, what's crazy is somebody used this terminology. It's not my original. The immune response. Like, Elon has, when he bought Twitter, he got all of the skeletons, all of them. I'm talking like access to people's DMs. We can see what reporters are using, sock accounts. We could see, what the actual discussions were internally about censoring the New York Post story. We saw yesterday, he said, Tesla owner Silicon Valley writes, "I'm getting like 5 crypto posts per tweet of mine. We're implementing anti-bot bots. You should see some improvement by tomorrow." Also writing, "Hey, Elon, everyone is dying to know if 5% of the total user base was bots or if it was more." And Elon writes, "Much more. But I am simply stating the obvious." So again, we know now that, of course, it was much higher than 5%, which may open up, I don't know, I guess, former ownerships to lawsuits. I don't even know how that would work. You see Alex here, curious. Then, by the way, now the EU is threatening to pull Twitter. This immune response, like everybody, the entire mainstream media suddenly cares about protecting kids on the platform, when for the past 10 years they said nothing. Michael Malice, the other night on Tim Pool's show, brought up an interesting fact that Forbes suddenly cares about pictures that are getting shared around this platform from people that are too young being shared, and have not once mentioned that in the last 5 years. But suddenly, it's Elon Musk owns it now. Now we're worried about it. You see, Alex is curious. Did Apple threaten to remove Twitter from the App Store after this in 2021? Or is Elon Musk allowing lawfully protected free speech worse than allowing those type of pictures to remain on the platform? This article in the New York Post, Twitter refused to remove those terrible images because it didn't violate their terms. So the EU is fine with that. Right, Disclosed TV says Justin, EU threatens Elon Musk with Twitter ban unless the platform sticks to strict rules and polices content, per the Financial Times. I mean, is right after them saying that they interfered? I'm really concerned. The manager who oversaw Twitter's election team says that Elon Musk cutting 50% of employees just before midterms certainly doesn't look good. Well, why? Now we know what those employees were doing, don't we? We know what they were busy doing. Now, we know that Twitter for a very long time has been deploying, in my opinion, very biased enforcement of very nebulous rules. But the fact that Elon is just coming out and saying this, like I'm sure if you look at the look at the quote tweets, you know, like it just says, you know, interfere election, says Twitter CEO who openly and repeatedly asked Americans to vote for Republican Party. He did not do that. Again, time to release it all. It sounds more and more like a Bond film every single day. If there ever was justification for protests and civil unrest, this is it. We won't. Why? Because we don't believe in that type of thing. We do need resolution in regards to the previous elections, you know, going on with that. Here's an anomaly. Every honest person knows establishment, social media, leftists put their thumb on the scales to shift elections. Thanks for saying it. I would agree with that. You know, like this is no surprise to any of the people who watch my videos, but none of them have admitted it. Now, I think we can all pretty much say, you know, by the unfair, you know, obviously censoring that story, I think without sufficient information to do so, to justify that censorship, certainly would be one of those great examples of putting your thumb on the scales. Now that we know all this other stuff, you know, that they allowed more bots going on, there you have it, people saying that. Yikes. Here's Representative Andrew Clyde, U.S. Representative, saying, we've long known that big tech companies have engaged in election stuff through blatant and biased censorship. We must ensure. I mean, this is going to be a big deal, especially if you get a Republican in the White House, because the Democrats don't care, because it's helped them for the past how many years. It'll be really interesting to see how the general election goes in 2024. Make sure that you subscribe down below so you can stay up to date on all the latest information. We got lots of different topics for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, though, and we'll talk to you again real soon.